following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network. Excuse you. Home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. And good morning, everybody. My name is Ron Juckett. Welcome to the program for this 16th day of September 2021. We go back to September 16th. How about that? 1984. To the day this game was played between the Seattle Seahawks and the New England Patriots. The last game of week 3 of the NFL season. We hit the quarter pole next week. At least 2 games. We might sneak in a third. I might do a surprise weekend stream to do one of those, or move the baseball to there. Anyway, the Seahawks are 2-1. The computer says they are the best team in the NFL. They've got Dave Krieg at quarterback, Chuck Knox as the coach, and ancient Franco Harris to carry the football, and Steve Largent as wide receiver. They come into Foxborough to face the 1-1 Patriots. The Seahawks are 2-0, by the way. The Patriots are 1-1. They have Tony Eason as quarterback and half the Pony Express with Craig James. In 2 games, he's averaging 4.5 a touch and 141 yards on 31 carries. So this should be a good one between these 2 teams. Both the AFC East and AFC West appear to be dogfights. Seattle trying to get back to at least the AFC Championship game. New England, a team of the future. Although I'm not quite sure in the 3rd week of 1984 we'd do that yet. So that's the setup. It's time to play some football. As Retro Sports Network presents the NFL replay of 1984. Week 3 action from Schaefer Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts. It's the New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks. And today's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. And so you see the weather is 69 degrees. The skies are clear. You'll need the sunscreen and the cushion to sit on your uncomfortable bleacher seat here at Schaefer Stadium. It is a windy day, 10 to 20 miles an hour, so we'll say 15. The Seahawks are favored by 10. I don't think it'll be that much. I think the Patriots are a better team than as advertised. And you can see Tony Eason loves to hit his tight end Ramsey. 15 catches for 208 yards. The Seattle defense is very good, and the Patriots are growing. So it should be an interesting contrast here as we get ready to start the game. As you can tell, the Patriots have spent all sorts of money decorating the field here at Schaefer Stadium. Actually, I think the word Patriots is behind the end zone. They didn't decorate the end zones yet. It was all behind there. The toss is won by New England. They will receive the ball here in the first half. And so Norm Johnson will kick from left to right. Seattle in their white jerseys, gray helmets, gray pants, and the dark blue face mask. Tony Collins back deep to return for the Patriots. They are not in blue. They are in their red shirts with the white stripes on the side, with the white helmet, with Patriots snapping the football, and I think at this point they have a white face mask. Williams and Fryer are the upmen. With the win, Johnson plows it to the 3. Collins to the 20, and he's hit at the 27.
Receiving team.
And Blackman with an illegal block, and so that return is for naught. And Tony Eason and company take over to start the game. Oh, yeah, these are great things to read on the side. At the New England 13-yard line. Tony Eason, who has completed 75% of his passes the first 2 games of the season, is your quarterback. Craig James, your primary running back. Mozi Tutupu, the fullback. Neither one is great catching out of the backfield. The flanker, Stanley Morgan. Stephen Starring is your split end. And Derek Ramsey is your tight end. He is a dandy and the best receiver of the three. Tutupu. Trap left on first down. Eason with a handoff from the 13. Mosey throws down to the far near sideline. A gain of 3 before Keith Butler can make the tackle. Here is the Patriot line. Brian Holloway, the left tackle. John Hanna, the all-world left guard. Pete Brock, your center. The fresh-smelling Ron Wooten, your right guard. And Daryl Haley, your right tackle. James on an off tackle right on 2nd and 7. He gets a block over the 20 before Bruce Schultz. It looks a lot like Ashton Kutcher in that picture. No, I wasn't talking to you. Thank you. Makes the stop. 3rd down and 2 for the Patriots. Seattle plays a 3-4. Jeff Bryant, the left end. Joe Nash, the nose tackle. Jacob Green, the right end. On the outside on the left is Greg Gaines. Looks like he could snap into a Slim Jim or go into a WWE wrestling thing really quick. Keith Butler, the left inside linebacker. Keith looks like he's enjoyed the 80s a little too much. On the right, Shelton Robinson and Bruce Schultz. Again, doesn't he? He looks like he could be Ashton Kutcher's twin. On the right outside. The corners, Keith Simpson on Starring. And Dave Brown is on Morgan. Kenny Easley, the all-world safety. He's a strong one. He's on Ramsey, the tight end. He has 3 interceptions on the year already. And John Harris is the free safety. He also has a pick and a sack as well. 3rd down and 2. Tutupu on a fullback dive. Hand off from Eason to Mosey is hit behind the line by Joe Nash for a loss of 1. Pete Brock with the bad block. It'll be 4th and 3 for the Patriots on their first series. So Rich Camarillo is in the punt. He will stand on his own 5-yard line. Scansey and Easley back to return. Patriots have the wind here, going right to left, and as we said, about 15 miles an hour. So Camarillo gets it away, drawn back to the 29 is Scansey. He gets to the 38, officially a 7-yard return after a 49-yard punt, and that's where Dave Craig and the Mariners and the Seahawks take over. Franco Harris is already tired, so let's take care of that. Man, they did not run the ball a lot. So, we make that switch. Dave Craig, who in their 2 wins has completed 80% of his passes and has yet to be picked off. And that is what we call in the business a broadcast jinx. Eric Lane has not had a carry. He will spell Franco Harris at times today. And David Hughes is the other running back. Steve Largent is your flanker. The all-world receiver already has 15 catches on the year. And Darrell Turner is the split end. He has 5 for 95 yards. The tight end, Charlie Young. And Craig will go to him quite a bit. 1st and 10. Off tackle left to David Hughes. Hand off from Craig. Hughes across the 40. Hit at the 42. Larry McGrew with the tackle. Let's meet the Seattle offensive line. Bob Kreider, the left tackle. Robert Pratt, who was not here on picture day, the left guard. Blair Bush, the former Cincinnati Bengal, is the center. Edwin Bailey is the right guard. And Ron Esnick is the right tackle. They're going to throw on 2nd and 6, 12.5 to go first quarter. Slant to Turner, medium slant. Craig back to throw. Patriots back there in a hurry. Turner's got it at the 35-yard line. Ernest Gibson with a stop, but for a gain of 23 on the first pass of the game. 1st and 10 Seattle on the Patriot 35. Let's meet the Patriot defense. They play a 3-4. Ken Sims, the left end. Dennis Owens, who has a sack, the nose tackle. And Toby Williams is the right end. The linebackers, Andre Tippett. 12 tackles the first 2 weeks. He's the left outside linebacker. Don Blackman says is the right outside linebacker, although he's lined up on the left side. Steve Nelson, the left inside linebacker. Tippett and Nelson are all pro candidates. And Larry McGrew is on the is the right side in linebacker. Yeah, that's right, Ron. Say it right. Right inside linebacker. Okay. The secondary, Raymond Claiborne. He gets to follow Steve Largent. Lucky Raymond. And Ernest Gibson is on Turner. Fred Berry in the free safety. And Roland James is the strong safety. 1st and 10. Trap left for Eric Lane. His first carry of the year. He's going to get some room. It's a gain of 5 before Steve Nelson can bring him down. 2nd and 5. Franco Harris. Does Twitch buffer the audio? Not much I can do about that, but good morning, Midlife Crisis. Harris. Off tackle right on 2nd down. He gets a block, but he won't get the first down. Toby Williams with a tackle. That's a gain of 3. And it'll be 3rd and 2. And they are already in field goal range, I believe, for Norm Johnson. Dan Dornick is in the backfield with Hughes on 3rd and short. Dornick. A sweep to the right on 3rd and short. Handoff. And he'll turn the corner. Will he get it? No. They got the Al Red Sox fan measurement. He got 2, but he didn't get 2 and enough. And so with 4th and inches, 9:57 clock running, Norm Johnson will come out for the 42-yarder. Has a 69.3% chance. The punter, West, will hold it. Inconsistent audio the last couple of weeks. Oh, dear. But the video doesn't buffer. Looked it up. Apparently, it's not uncommon. It's funny because these go right to YouTube afterwards. They don't get posted where you can see them right away. And no one to say anything about the audio there. That's too bad. Here's Johnson from 42. And it's straight true, and Seattle's on the board. So, with 9:52 to go in the first quarter, the Seahawks draw first blood. 3-0. So the Patriots now will get it for the second time. Collins, the deep man, Williams, and Fryer to return. And Johnson boots this one right to the goal line. Collins to the 10, 20, into the 21 by Dufek. I know that name. And that's where Tony Eason takes over. Second possession for the Patriots, 9:45. So Tony Collins in the backfield with James to start this run. James off tackle, left handoff from Eason. He gets to the 27, hit by Schultz, and that is a gain of 6. 2nd and 4. The Patriots have yet to put it in the air. which will change right now. Short cross to Steven Starring. Eason has time. He throws, and that should have been picked off. That was right in the waiting arms of Brown, the left corner, and he couldn't hang on to it. So 3rd and 4. James on the pitch to the far side. There's a flag down.
False start. Offense. Number 81.
And Starring had the false start. He moved early, so it'll be 3rd down and 9 for New England. 1:9:02 to go in the first quarter. Seattle 3-0. They go 3 wide. Cedric Jones is the third receiver. Starring on a medium slant. Eason under center. Seattle has pressure back there. Starring has it, first down. Kenny Easley with a tackle, a gain of 17, and the Patriots get a fresh set. James into Tupu in the backfield. So Eason completes his first pass of the game. Mosey. Off tackle right on 1st and 10. Handoff from Eason across the 40 to the 46. Wooten says he's fine. He twisted his ankle. The right guard, the fresh-smelling right guard for the New England Patriots. He says he's fine. Clock is running, 2nd and 3. Yep, good matchup. Pats past D coming just in their own at 84, and Seahawks 2nd year, I believe, making the playoffs. Seattle, the bridesmaid in the AFC in 83, and one of the better teams of the mid-80s. So 2nd down and 3 for the Patriots. James. Sweeping left on the Pony Express. Hand off from Eason. He gets a block, but not much. Shelton Robinson brought him down for a gain of 2. 3rd and 1 for New England. On their own 48, halfway home here in the first quarter. Can Eason run? He can. He wants the bootleg. He scrambles around, waits for a hole, gets it, first down, 45 of Seattle. It's a gain of 11 before Keith Simpson can bring him down. And it was 6:47 to go, 1st and 10 from the Seattle 41. The Raymond Berry Patriots had a decent run. I don't think he's the coach this year, is he? I know it's Chuck Knox. 84 to 85, especially fun to watch. It is indeed Raymond Berry. Here's how the Patriots spent the first 2 weeks of the season. A 47-28 drubbing of the Bills, and then last week they lose to Miami at the Orange Bowl 23-14. But they can score and they can move the football, and they are indeed coached by Raymond Berry. They'll host Washington next week, and a game that you won't see here, but has a tremendous amount of meaning for the boys in burgundy and gold. And in 85, they had Marino's number. And you can bet your bottom dollar that Week 8 game against Miami will be seen right here on Retro Sports Network. It's funny because they play the Colts twice in the last 5 weeks of the year. 1st and 10. They had a lot, especially after that one in the Orange Bowl. Stanley Morgan on a medium slant on 1st down. Eason rolls right, throws down to Mosey, and he dropped it. You think it started with Ron Meyer and Berry took over midseason? That's probably the case. So 2nd and 10. Eason now 1 of 3. James. Fullback dive from the 41. Handoff from Eason. Gets a block in the secondary. First down. Gain of 12 as Ron Wooten, bad ankle and all, spread open the Seattle defense. And Keith Butler saved more than a first down. 6:01 to go here in the first quarter. Clock running. And the Patriots have it to the Seattle 29 and are in field goal range. Collins this time around on a trap left. Collins sidesteps a defender and has into the secondary. Another first down. Ashton Kutcher with it. Now Bruce Schultz with a tackle. The Patriots 9 carries for 56 yards. 1st and 10 from the Seattle 18. Ramsey on a medium slant. Patriots are sniffing the end zone. Eason has time. He rolls around and cannot find Ramsey as Kenny Easley had the good coverage. They're fixing my bathroom sink, so you might hear some noises. I'm okay. They're not snaking me. James will come out. Collins and Tutupu in the backfield on 2nd and 10. And they'll go with Mosey on the draw. Now they're going to go with Collins on the screen. He audibles. Eason far side. Can't find anybody. So just ran the play. 3rd and 10. 11 plays, 61 yards. Medium slant to Ramsey, the call, as the Patriots try to score. Eason rolling, throws to Collins at the 15. Tony just short of a first down. They won't give it to him. 4th and inches from the Seattle 8. 2 running back, 2 tight end set. They eschew the field goal here. They're going to try to go for it. Eason on the sneak. 2 tight end set. They wait for the C's to part. Tony, does he have it? Yes. Darrell Haley couldn't make a good block. Joe Nash, the nose tackle, got there. But he moved it forward enough. It's 1st and goal. So the Patriots gamble on 4th and inches and make it. Tutupu on a fullback dive from the 7. He is hit at the 7. Patriots have taken 6:44 off the clock. 3:01 to go here in the first quarter. Greg Gaines. As I said in doing the lineups, doesn't he look like he should be wrestling somewhere? Starring on a short slant on 2nd and goal. Eason has time. He goes. He tried to find Stanley Morgan instead, and Dave Brown tipped it away. 3rd and goal. And the clock is stopped with 2:20 to play. Starring on a medium cross on 3rd down. Eason backs up, 7-step drop. Complete to James. Touchdown, New England. Craig James carried it through, and the Patriots go ahead 6-3. 16 plays, 79 yards, and half a quarter. And the Patriots go up top. Went to the second read instead, found a seam, and scored. The extra point is missed. Not sure who was supposed to kick that. Well, Boo is right. So New England gets a touchdown, but they cannot convert the extra point. With 2:12 to go in the first quarter, well, yay. It's the Patriots 6, Seattle 3. Dixon back to return at the goal line to the 10. Cuts inside, 20, 30. Hit at the 32. Zachary Dixon. With that, my bathroom sink is fixed. Tony Franklin missed the extra point. Put your shoe on, Tony. So 1st and 10 for Seattle on their own 32. 6-3 New England. Largent on a medium out. Craig waits, far sideline. Largent has it by midfield and steps out of bounds. He had 12 catches last week against San Diego for $125, And he continues his impressive streak of 9 gazillion games in a row where he caught the ball. Gain of 17, 1st and 10 for Seattle on their own 49. Clock stopped 1:55 to go here in the first. Eric Lane sweeping to the left or the far side. Handoff from Craig over midfield. Got a good block. Larry McGrew with a tackle, a gain of 5. 2nd and 5 from the Patriot 46. Computer has Seattle, by the way, a 10-point favorite. I forgot to look to see before the game what the final score of this one was for real. David Hughes, fullback dive from the 46. Flag is down. Hit for a line.
Encroachment defense. Number 77, 5-yard penalty.
That's a free play as the left end Sims touched it. 38-23 Pats. Wow. So it's 1st and 10 following the penalty. 3rd penalty for New England for 22 yards. Seattle has played as pure as the driven snow so far. No flags. Dornink on a sweep to the right on 1st and 10 from the 41 near side. Does not get a block. Is chased out of bounds for a loss of 3 by Don Blackman. So 2nd and 13. Dornink stays in the game and will try a short flat pass to him. 2nd and 13. Near side, Craig looks. He's got Dan at the 47. 40, 1st down and more, over to 30. Cuts back in as Rick Sanford makes a tackle after a gain of 18. So 1st and 10 for Seattle at the Patriot 26. Dr. Dan indeed. And now they go with Lane. So 1st and 10. I was wondering where Warner was. They had the ancient Franco Harris. And apparently John L. isn't there yet, huh? Trap right to Eric Lane from the Patriot 26. He is tripped down by Blackman for a 1-yard gain, and that will be the end of the first quarter. The 84 Pats lost all 4 games against the NFC East, otherwise did well. They went 9-7, right? Anyhow, we played 15 minutes here at Schaefer Stadium, the stadium to have when you actually don't want a real stadium. It's the Patriots 6, the Seahawks 3. We'll be back. So if you joined us late, here's the Digital Dice scoring update. Patriots 6-3 over Seattle. Norm Johnson, a 42-yarder with 9:52 to go in the first, puts Seattle up 3-0. And the Patriots, 2:12 to go in the first quarter. Eason found Craig James on a second read to make it 6-3, and Tony Franklin missed the extra point. And that's where the score stayed. 6-4 the first downs in favor of the Patriots. Time of possession 10-5 in favor of the Patriots. Dave Craig 3 for 3 for 58 yards. Tony Eason 3 for 8 for 34. Patriots trying to run. Seattle is doing what they can. John L. was a rookie in 86. Okay. Jamie says, yep, the Patriots were 8-4 coming in to play Dallas on Thanksgiving. They lost to them, the Cardinals and the Eagles, to finish 9-7. So Seattle now has the wind at their back. 2nd and 9 from the Patriot 25. Hughes sweeping to the left side, which is the far side here from the 25-20. He's going to get close to a first down. Fred Marion brings him down. Robert Pratt, the left guard, with the big block, and it's 3rd and 1. And here comes Dorning. Doctor, he is a doctor. He's still practicing medicine. Is he a GP or what is he? Remember, Bobby Brown was the cardiologist who played baseball. Dorning on a fullback dive. Handoff from Craig. Dan's got it. It's a gain of 2, and it'll be 1st and 10 from the Patriot 15. Seattle trying to pull ahead. Looks like GP. Smells like Teen Spirit. Wink, wink. But it looks like a GP. And no, I don't believe the boy should be suing the estate of Nirvana for that picture. But that's another story. So, Seattle has it in the New England red zone at the 15-yard line. Largent on a medium out the call. Craig is all day. Rolls, throws, but he and Largent weren't on the same page. And Raymond Claiborne says, I'll take credit for that. 2nd and 10 for Seattle. 13:31 to play in the first half. Eric Lane will try a trap left now to the audible here. And try a lane out in the flat. This isn't going to work. Craig is going to scramble to inside the 10. There's a flag down.
Offense, number 61, 10-yard penalty.
And that holding call is not a big surprise as you can't block beyond the line of scrimmage. Craig was forced to run. He got down to the 8-yard line before Roland James can make the tackle. Hughes with the block, but you can't make the block past the line of scrimmage, and back it goes. So 2nd and 20 from the Patriot 25. It'll be Hughes in the flat far side. This doesn't look good. Craig throws. That is intercepted by Andre Tippett for no return. Tippett, his first pick of the year. Craig forced that pass. That's Craig's first interception of the year. And the Patriots take over on their own 22. You can see Tippett just anticipate the route very well. And that was all they needed. So the Patriots, who won this game 38-23, I think someone told me, lead at 6-3. So we'll put Tony Franklin in to kick the extra point. 1st and 10. James and Tupu in the backfield. Off tackle left to Craig James. James over the 20. He is hit down by Keith Simpson after a gain of 2. Dave Craig. Oh, we'll talk about that the next time of the football. Starring on a medium out. Eason, far sideline. Has Starring. First down. He steps out after a gain of 16 at the Patriot 40. 12:35 to go in the half. New England leads by a field goal. Tupu. A sweep left near side with a good blocking. He will get a little bit there. Shelton Robinson with a stop, and that is a gain of 3. Patriots have run it 13 times for 62 yards, and Eason is 4 for 9 for 50 and a score. 2nd and 7. This time it'll be James. And Craig will go off tackle right to the far side. He gets a block. He won't get the first, but Greg Gaines, Mr. Slim Jim Snapper himself, will make the tackle. And that is a gain of 5. 3rd down and 2 for New England. Medium out to Stanley Morgan is the call. Tony, 7-step drop near sideline, and that was almost picked. Dave Brown, who looks an awful lot like D. Scott Howard, got a hand on it and batted it to the turf, and the Patriots will punt from their own 48. They're going into the wind. Camarillo will punt to Scansey or Kenny Easley, and they'll punt it deep. And Seattle will let it roll. And it will roll dead at about the 11-yard line, or the 12. 40-yard punt, no return. 11:07 to go in the first half. It is the Patriots 6, the Seattle Seahawks 3. I've only called them the Mariners once so far. So Craig, Dave Craig, the all-time leader in fumbles snapped, and my dad went to the same college, not the same time. Milton College in Wisconsin. Turner on a medium fly, 1st and 10 from the 12. Craig throws near sideline. Turner's got it at the 30. He is hit at the 33, a gain of 21 by Ernest Gibson. And so Craig 4 for 6 for 79 yards. Lane. Trap left, handoff from Craig. Patriots blitz 3. He gets a block. Robert Pratt was able to pull off a Patriot defender. Roland James with a tackle. And Lane got a gain of 5. 2nd and 5 for Seattle on their own 38. They're going with the wind here in the second quarter. Again, white jerseys, gray pants, gray helmets, blue face mask. Hughes. Sweeping to the right side, which is the near side on your screen. Hughes gets a block, 1st down over to the 45. Now Bailey, the right guard, sits down for a second. He's grabbing his knee. He says he's okay. The clock will continue to run. 1st and 10. And it's a 1st down for the Seahawks at their own 46. They're going to try a long slant to Largent. Craig is feeling his oats on this play. Patriots blitz. Craig throws. He's got Largent in stride at the 30. He is brought down at the 18 by Roland James. They beat the blitz and for a gain of 36. 1st and 10 at the 18 of New England. What a catch by Largent. And what a throw from Craig. Here it is again. Largent open in stride. He ran to the middle of the field, and Roland James saved a touchdown. So 1st and 10 for Seattle on the Patriot 18. Lane. Off tackle right. Handoff from Craig. Lane to the 15, to the 10. He's got a 1st down. He drags half of the city of Foxborough with him before Raymond Claiborne knocks him down at the 3-yard line. A gain of 15. David Hughes, the fullback, made the big block, and that just sprung him. Do I want to be famous? I could buy my way to fame by going to, you're going to get bandsucker.com. No faster way to get your butt banned than being a bot that tries to spam for followers at getbusted.com. David Craig played for 19 years and holds the NFL record for most seasons in the career, having played every play at quarterback in a year. You sure Tom Brady doesn't hold that now? Because Brady's only missed 15 games his entire career. I'm already famous. My wife yells at me for that too. You're already famous. All right, first and goal from the 3. Craig. No, Hughes will try the dive. One tight end set. Hughes moves his way down to the 1-yard line before Larry McGrew can make the tackle. Second and goal, halfway home here in the second. 6 plays, 87 yards. It would make sense that Craig would have held that record and still might hold the record. And there are games, of course, that Brady probably was pulled. And so he still, but 19 years isn't. I'm not trying to take anything away from Craig. JT Dutch, how are you? Dave was also undrafted. Well, when you play for Milton, not many people are going to know you. 2 tight ends set. Harris and Hughes in the backfield from the 1. Franco looking for his SpaghettiOs here. On the dive. No! He takes a loss of 1. 3rd and 2. Ken Sims reached over with a can opener and snapped that one. 6:43 clock running. Dornink is in with Hughes. We're all undrafted. I signed up for the Selective Service. If the country needs me to help defend it, we are in a lot of trouble. From the 2, Young entice the tight ends. Dornink on the dive, gets the handoff, pushes ahead, scores. So Dornink, 4 carries, 3 yards, but 6 points. Armed Forces Radio, that's true. I was about to make a radio joke here. It's a WCBS 88 drive. 8 plays, 88 yards. 88 on your dial. All news all the time. WCBS, New York. Here it is again. Dornink just pushed his way forward. 4 carries, 3 yards, and 6 points. Here's Norm Johnson's extra point. And that's good. And with 6:01 to go in the first half, it's Seattle 10, the Patriots 6. Seattle will get the ball, by the way, to start the second half. Collins, Williams, and Fryer, the return men for New England. And they will try to return it 2 yards deep in the end zone. It's Collins to the 10, 20, 23-yard line.
Receiving team.
But it's Lippett, not Lippett, with a hold. And the Patriots and Eason take over on their own 11, 5:53 to go. You give us 22 minutes and we'll give you the world. What you do with it is up to you. I just give it to you. 5:53 to go. Eason 4 for 10 for 50 yards here in the first half. Entertaining ball game so far. 10-6 Seattle. James on a sweep left. Takes his good block in there from Hanna and Company and is stopped right where he started from. As Shelton Robinson with the tackle. Yep, Milton College was defunct before this game was played. Closed in 82. My dad graduated from there in 72. A degree in English. I don't know what Mr. Craig's degree was in. Dad loved it. Lippett was the guy that JT Dutch always controlled when you played the Patriots on Tecmo Super Bowl. Cool. So 2nd and 10 for New England on their own 11. Morgan on a short hitch. Eason takes a step going down to the far sideline, and Eason is hit. Jacob Green got there. Eason says that was after the throw. And apparently Al Red Sox fan and Dave Gardner are not the officials because there was no flag thrown. Jacob Green with a hurry. Patriots 3 for 6 on 3rd down today. Ramsey on a medium cross. Eason is flushed. He throws. He's got Ramsey for the first down. Ramsey's hit after a gain of 15. He caught it at the 24. Kenny Easley made the tackle. 1st and 10, 4:58 to go. Mr. Howard was almost drafted. Yep. Just go for the weekend. Bring a can of Big Country. Right? Going to the country. Da, 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 da. Canned Heat, I believe, was the name of that. Let me do my best, Mr. Burns' voice. We're called Canned Heat a band, I suppose. That kind of came across more as Mr. Crab. Same difference. 4:58, 1st and 10. Patriots have it at their own 26. James on a quick pitch. Eason flips it back. James is brought down by Robinson for a loss of 4. Not a good run. 2nd and 14, 4:14 to go. They're saying Burns, Mr. Burns. Thank you, Smithers. Thanks for boosting my ego. Now that came out like Reagan. So 3 wide receivers. James in the backfield. Canned Heat. Del McCoury does a great bluegrass cover on YouTube. I bet that would be a nice song to do as a bluegrass cover. See, this is the type of thing you don't find on Fortnite streams. 2nd and 14. James on a flat. Eason looks around for another receiver. Flag is down. Jones has it for a gain of 6.
Offense, number 58.
That play was about as efficient as a fire drill for kindergartners or a middle school dance because everybody was everywhere and there was way too much holding. Brock gets called for it. 2nd down and 24. Now, the Seahawks are a good team. Patriots are a team on the rise. Seattle coming off a berth in the AFC Championship game. 3.5 to go. James on 2nd and 24 on a draw. Handoff from Eason. That kind of worked. It's a gain of 8. It did work. Kenny Easley brings him down after a gain of 8. So 3rd and 16. They already have 3 wide receivers out there. Beat him out to Stanley Morgan. He's rolling, and Eason gets sacked.
10-yard penalty.
And they will take the sack. Jeff Bryant brought him down from behind. John Hanna with a hold, and it didn't matter. So the hold gets wiped out. And New England will be forced to punt on 4th and 23 with 2:45 to go. Camarillo into the wind, or if you're a Bob Seger fan, against the wind. That would be Morgan Stanley Dean winner, but very good. Stanley Morgan Dean winner. Scansy back to return it. Camarillo's punt taken at the 43. Scansy across.
Holding. Receiving team.
Well, that won't matter because
penalty.
there's a hold on Simpson. And with 2:40 to go, Dave Craig and company start from their own 36. Remember, Seattle gets the ball to start the second half. They lead 10-6 in what's been a dandy here in Foxborough. Charlie Young on a medium slant to the tight end. Craig back to throw. He's got time. He's got Young at midfield. Young brought down by Roland James for a gain of 17. 1st and 10. So Craig, 6 of 8 for a $132 and a pick. And I believe the proper term for this first half for Seattle is matriculation. Eric Lane, Penny's brother, on a trap left. And Lane hit at the 44 by Ken Sims. And we go to the 2-minute warning. All 3 timeouts are there. I wonder if Eric is any relation to MacArthur, who was quite a successful running back in the late 60s and early 70s. Maybe not a son, but a nephew or something. Ball on the 44. Remember, the halftime show in a couple of minutes. Largent. Medium slant from Craig. Dave takes a step back. He waits. He throws. He doesn't have Largent as Larry McGrew tipped it away. We think that Ron Meyer started the season and Raymond Berry finished it. I think that is the consensus in the chat, as JT asked. Because Raymond Berry and charisma are two things that you would never put in the same sentence. 3rd down and 7 for Seattle. Dornick in the backfield. Walker, the third receiver. Byron on a medium slant. Under center is there. Craig's in trouble. He might get sacked here. He flips around. He throws. And that is intercepted by Raymond Claiborne. Lepet tipped it in the air. They were trying for Turner, his second read. Lepet tipped it right in the waiting arms of, no relation to Liz, that's for sure. Raymond got it and is hit for no return. That's his first interception of the year. So the Wiley vet makes a pick, and Patriots have it with 1:48 to go. The ball sitting on the New England 37. 3 wide receivers, Morgan, Starring, and Jones. Ramsey, the tight end. Starring on a medium slant. He's in his time. He goes over the middle, and Jacob Green with a hurry. And the right defensive end, Bryant, got a paw on it. 2nd and 10. James in the flat near side as the call. Eason throws. James has it. Can he get any yards? No. He's hit immediately by Ashton Kutcher or Bruce Schultz. And it will be 3rd down and 13. Seattle calls time, 1:40 to go. They have 2 left. Jones on a medium cross the call. Eason flushed. Ball is loose. Nash grabbed him down. The ball was loose. Eason recovered his own fumble. That's the second time he's been sacked. And Joe Nash, who can see clearly now that the rain is gone. The Patriots recover it, and for the privilege of having it punted away on 4th and 27. Ron Meyer got fired midseason because the players could not stand him. I wonder if Will McDonough had anything to do with that. Anyway, here's Camarillo. Scansy back to return. Seattle's going to get decent field position here. Camarillo from his 5. Scansy from his 40. Cross midfield. A 6-yard return. Nope. Spot it at the 48. So Seattle goes 4 wide. Scansy, the 4th receiver. That's a lot of confidence in your quarterback. Meyer is saying Tony Eason was just a guy. Remember, this was a team that passed on Dan Marino. And if he had to choose, he wouldn't have drafted him. That's a happy clubhouse for you. Paul Scansy. Short slant. Eason, or Craig, has Scansy for a first down. Scansy gets a gain of 12. They have 1 timeout. They go into a hurry-up. Dornick in the flat. Far side. Craig throws. Dan's got it. Does he have any room? No, he's not. In fact, he's tackled in bounds for a loss of 3. Everybody passed on Marino except the best head coach in the NFL at that time. It's a Sports Illustrated article that kind of accused Marino of some extracurricular activities. And there was always been rumbling of whether or not Shula or the Dolphins planted that. 2nd and 13, 1:07. Largent on a medium hitch. Craig waits, throws down to Dornink, and that's incomplete. Marino smoked some pot in college and no one... I thought it was coke. I thought they accused him of snorting. I mean, what NFL player didn't smoke pot in college, especially there? So 3rd and 13. Walker on a medium cross. And Craig is going to get sacked. Andre Tippett did the honors. Seattle will not be able to score here. 4th and 19 from the Patriot 49. And Jeff West will be punting for the first time today to Irving Fryer. And it will be a sideline jobby with 11 seconds to go. West gets it away. It'll go out of bounds at about the 16-yard line, gain of 33. And that will be the end of the first half because Eason is just going to sit on it. And Seattle calls time. Are you kidding me? Wow. Eason looks over at Chuck Knox and said, that was stupid. According to Tony Collins, we had more respect for Raymond Berry in one day than Ron Meyer in 3 years. A midlife crisis says rumors started flying around after he was schooled by the Nittany Lions in 82 and Pitt dropped from number 1. Okay, well, there we go. That's the first half. Seattle gets the ball after the halftime show. They lead at 10-6. It's halftime of our game between Seattle and the Patriots, and so let's walk you around the rest of the National Football League this third Sunday of the 1984 season, or the last Sunday in NFL for the next 11 years that did involve murder, she wrote. We start at the Meadowlands. The Bengals 10, the Jets 6. Turk Schonert, of all people, with a 25-yard touchdown pass to Chris Collinsworth in the fourth quarter. Only touchdown of the game. Everything else was field goals. Freeman McNeil for the Jets in a losing effort. 24 carries, 133 yards, 3 catches for 19. But, yep, Chris Collinsworth will tell you how great that winning touchdown catch was. Bengals fall to 2-1. The Jets fall to 0-3 in 1985. Denver all over 0-3 Cleveland now, 20-7. Cleveland a touchdown early, McDonald to Green from 48 yards, and it was all Denver all the time, and it was their defense that tells the story. Carl Mecklenburg, interception, 2 sacks, a forced fumble, and 8 tackles. He got the cheerleader, he got the Gatorade, and he got the respect for Bill Parcells. Gerald Wildheit and Sammy Winder with the 2 touchdowns. Barnburner in Tampa Bay, the Bucks fall to 0-3. The Lions 2-1. Detroit holds on. They led 17-6 halfway through the third quarter. Tampa with 10 late points, but they could not get it done. Jones for Detroit, 15 carries, 91 yards, 3 catches, and 46. He had a 23-yard touchdown pass catch from Gary Danielson at the end of the first half, and a 6-yard nesty plunge of his own halfway through the third quarter. He had both of the Lion touchdowns. The Rams go into Pittsburgh and absolutely nuke them. 45-14. Eric Dickerson, what a day. 31 carries, 139 yards, and 2 scores. He had 4 catches for 15 yards and 2 scores. He had the first 28 points of the game, minus 4 extra points from Carney Lansford. And the first, it was a 1-yard run to make it 7-0. First drive of the second quarter, Kemp found him for 13 to make it 14-0. And halfway through the second quarter, a 15-yard run to make it 21-0. That's all they would need. Then Kemp finds Dickerson for 4 to make it 28-0. After that, it really didn't matter. Kemp found Brown and Ellard on 2 long touchdown passes. All Los Angeles, all the time, 45-14. The Redskins are in trouble. They are 0-3. They blow a 17-0 lead at home to the Giants. Theismann found Calvin Muhammad for 2 touchdown passes, and Mark Mosley, barely in the second quarter, made it 17 Washington. Then the Sheik, Ali Haji-Sheikh, a 41-yard field goal. That cut into it. Bobby Johnson has a career day. 4 touchdown catches, 12 overall for 187 yards. Sims from 26 to make it 17-10. They tied the game with 7 minutes to go in the third quarter. A 10-yard pass, 17-17. Rob Carpenter sighting. He scores to make it 24-17 Giants at the end of the third quarter. Then Washington fights back. Theismann finds Art Monk with 8:58 to go to tie the game at 24. Sims finds Johnson with 2:23 to go. They think that's it. They've won the game 31-24, but no. 17 plays, 87 yards, and 2 minutes and 11 seconds. Theismann to Muhammad, 31-31, 8 seconds to go. We go to overtime where Phil Sims finds Bobby Johnson again from 26 yards. The Giants move to 2-1. Washington is looking for scalps. That's the game I'm looking for. Miami goes to 3-0. They beat Buffalo 31-14. Greg Bell for the Bills, 20 carries, 83 yards, 2 catches for 37 and 2 scores. Buffalo led in this game 14-0 halfway through the first quarter, and then it was just like Los Angeles, all Miami all the time. 3 touchdown passes from Marino, 2 to Clayton, and 1 for Duper. 31-14 the final. Atlanta 21 to get their first win of the year. Minnesota 16. Minnesota had a 13-0 lead in Atlanta. Chipped away at it. Kane, a 1-yard touchdown run with 6:54 to go in the half to put Atlanta on the board. And then Gerald Riggs, who ran it 26 times for 121 and 2 scores. A 2-yard plunge with 6:39 to go in the third. And the winning score, 14-yard run with 14:01 to go. Atlanta hangs on 21-16. They're both 1-2. A shootout at the RCA Dome. St. Louis behind Neil Lomax. He goes 34 for 45 and 440 yards. Throws 5 touchdown passes. 42-35. Indianapolis blows a 14-0 lead. Mike Pagel gets him started with a 46-yard touchdown pass to McMillan. Learn to take a breath. You almost do this professionally, Ronnie. Then Maxwell, a 15-yard punt block for a return in the first quarter. 14-0 Indy. And then Lomax went to work. 12 yards to Roy Green to make it 14-7. Pagel finds Butler from 53 to make it 21-7 with 12 to go in the second quarter. Then Lomax again, 17 to Green, then 18 to Marsh. 8:52 to go in the third quarter. We are tied at 21. Pagel finds Porter from 17. McMillan, a 1-yard plunge at the start of the fourth quarter. Indianapolis up 35-21. But back come the Cardinals. Lomax, 26 yards to Pat Tilley, 35-28. With 55 seconds, they've tied the game. A 3-yard pass to Roy Green, who had 3 touchdown catches. They run 12 plays, 80 yards in 96 seconds, 35-35. Pagel, back to pass. No, Smith at the 39. It's a pick 6 and pretty much a walk-off touchdown. Cardinals 42. They go to 2-1. The Colts suffer their first loss of the year. You'll see the Colts and the Fish next week on Retro Sports Network. The Cowboys are a hurting unit. The Eagles beat them 30-13. Wilbert Montgomery showing shades of 1980, 26 carries, 96 yards, and a 20-yard touchdown run to make it 30-10 in the fourth quarter. 3 catches for 52. Philly goes to 2-1. Dallas goes to 1-2. You'll see them in San Francisco next week. The Raiders all over the Chiefs. Marcus Allen, 6 catches for 114 and 2 scores, 15 carries and 72 for 2 scores. The scoring from Allen, a 12-yard run with 6:52 to go in the second. At that point, they were trailing 17-0. 34-yard pass from Mark Wilson to Allen just before the half, and the Raiders' comeback was complete, 21-17. Allen would get a 28-yard touchdown pass from Mark Wilson with 3:48 to go in the third quarter to make it 34-17. Then a garbage time 2-yard nasty plunge with 1:21 left, 44-20. The Raiders go 3-0. Not a good day if you're a Chicago Bear fan. They are humiliated by Green Bay at Lambeau, or Milwaukee, 38-16. Both teams are now 2-1. Eddie Lee Ivory, 20 carries, 128 yards, and touchdown runs of 3 and 2 yards respectively. He makes 2 catches for 20. Lewis, a 51-yard interception return for Green Bay at the end of the first quarter, made it 14-7. The Bears would not lead in that one at all. You like pinball? We give you pinball. San Diego and Houston in the game where the defenses went on strike. The Chargers win 52-41. Ernest Jackson, 24 carries, 116 yards, 4 touchdowns on the ground with 4 catches for 32 yards to throw it up there. So the big play of the day, Dan Fouts started the second half, a 72-yard pass to Wes Chandler. Yeah, it's just all that in a bag of chips for that one. 93 points in that game, and Boone 35 for 54 for 403 yards. Fouts only throwing for 274. All offense, all the time. And last but not least, the game that we had for you Tuesday, San Francisco goes to 3-0. They knocked down New Orleans 20-3. Montana to Nehemiah on a 49-yard bomb, made it 10-3, and then he got this cushion with a 52-yard pass to Freddie Solomon to make it 17-3. Montana 18 for 34, 301 yards, and 2 touchdowns. The standings. New York, Philadelphia, and St. Louis are all 2-1 in the NFC East. In the Central, Chicago, Detroit, and Green Bay are all 2-1. In the West, San Francisco 3-0, Los Angeles and New Orleans 2-1. The AFC East, Miami 3-0. You'll watch them against the Colts, who are 2-1. The Patriots, well, it's halftime of that game. We don't know how that's going to go right now. The Bills and the Jets are making New York look bad. In the Central, Cincinnati and Pittsburgh are both 2-1. Cleveland and Houston haven't won yet this year. In the AFC West, Seattle hopes to join the Raiders at 3-0. Denver and San Diego at 2-1. Kansas City is 0-3. So it'll be Indianapolis and Miami, and San Francisco at Philadelphia. Those are the 2 games next week. We would do San Diego and the Raiders, but the computer has the Raiders favored by 10. Other games, a note: Washington gets to go to New England. Washington, if they start 0-4, goodbye playoffs. They won the division in real life. Kansas City and Denver looks intriguing, but the Chiefs haven't won yet. And Denver is 2-1. We'll also be keeping an eye on St. Louis and New Orleans, Chicago and Seattle. But the 2 games next week, the 49ers and the Eagles, because that's a big one for the Eagles. And in the AFC East, hey, you don't know. It's a big year right now for the Colts. Miami is 3-0. So you get Marino and Montana next week on Retro Sports Network. Yeah, Moon and Fouts would have been must-see TV. Hadn't thought of that. And maybe another year for Moon. Anyway, if you joined us late, here's how we got here. Only touchdown in the second quarter, Dan Dornick 2-yard run to make it 10-6 Seattle. Time of possession pretty even. Dave Craig 8 for 13 for 141. Tony Eason 6 of 14 for 62. And it's been pretty much a running affair and a good one. As we start the third quarter with Seattle leading 10-6. They'll get the ball. Hanford-Dixon, I believe, with Hughes and Morris back deep to return the kick from Tony Franklin. That's an onside kick, and that is recovered by, JT. Thank you, my friend. Wow, 5 gift subs. Oh, thank you so much. It's September. Thank you. Thank you so much. And that gets me on to saying the name Kani Kahuahi. Anyway, Seattle recovers it at the Patriot 45. It startled me so much that I flubbed it up. All right, it is Dave Craig at quarterback, Ricky Lane and Hughes, the running backs, Largent and Turner, the wide receivers, Young, the tight end, Kreider and Essink, the tackles, Pratt and Bailey, that sounds like an airplane engine, are the guards, and Blair Bush, the center. It's like Oprah, you get a sub and you get a sub. So IU Mike, Midlife Crisis, Epic Dave 608, hello Mr. Little, Witch Doctor AD, and DJ John. All getting subs from JT Dutch. Thank you so much, my friend. First and 10 from the Patriot 45. It's Eric Land on a trap right to start the half. Hand off from Craig, and that is a gain of 1 before Andre Tippett can make the tackle. Patriots won this game in real life, and they've played well in the first half. This is a 4-point spread. It's about what I would say that this has been worth. Jamie resubbed earlier in September for 14 months and 6 more on the way. Wow. I appreciate that, guys. Well, it means that I get money because of you. I get paid. And there's actually emojis I think you could use for that. But it means that I get some money thanks to JT in your name. And so I do appreciate it. 2nd down and 9. Short slanted Charlie Young. Craig back to throw. He's rushed and he's sacked by Toby Williams for a loss of 7 on the play. 3rd down and 16. So Craig finds the turf the second time today. Williams with his first sack. And it'll be 3rd down and 16. Dornick in the backfield. He'll block. They'll go out of the gun. No, we don't send you money. The goats might get a picture, but you don't get money. He's looking for Largent on a medium slant. That is the call. Craig is flushed. He will throw down to Dornick, but Blackman smashed him just before he could catch it, and it's called a drop. So Seattle essentially goes 3 and out in the first possession. The onside kick, a crazy move by the AI. I like it. And the Patriots actually will get the ball back. Seattle has the wind. So West, with the wind behind him, will punt it deep. And the Patriots will let it roll inside the 10. West tries for the sideline. It rolls dead at the 7. A 44-yard punt. All right, D. Scott Howard ought to donate some blood. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. And whoever gets your blood will get some pure bootleg tapes from the Grateful Dead in a box set on cassette. Why Grandma Gertie wants that, I don't know, but she gets that and a pint of D. Scott Howard's blood. 83 was his last year of Monday Night Football. 84 was Giff Meredith, because he stayed for the Super Bowl year, and OJ or Namath. So 1st and 10 from the Patriots on their own 7. James and Tupu in the backfield. Morgan and Starring the wide receivers. Ramsey at the tight end. Holloway and Haley the tackles. Hannah and Wooten the guards, and Brock the center. Trap left for Craig James from the 7-yard line. He is across the 10 to the 12. Keith Butler with the hit. 10 carries for James for 41 yards. And 13-13 to go in the third quarter. Starring on a short cross. Eason back to pass. He's rushed. A snap throw incomplete. Tipped by Shelton Robinson. And the Patriots have it 3rd and 5. They are 4 for 9 on the game. Ramsey on a short slant. Flag is down.
False start. Offense.
Somebody move. Oh, this has not been Brock's day. He got called for a hold earlier. And now a false start. The clock is stopped. 3rd and 10. 12:35 to go from the Patriots 7. Starring on a medium cross the call. Eason from his end zone throws. Starring's got it for a first down. Keith Simpson with a tackle. Starring 3 catches for 47 yards. Spotted at the 21. A gain of 14. To Tupu. Trap right from the 21. He rushes to the far sideline and gets a good block. Dave Brown with a tackle after a gain of 8. 2nd and 2. Tony Collins comes in the game. Collins, fullback dive from the 29, handoff from Eason. Tony reaches and gets the first down. A gain of 3. Robinson with the tackle. Yes, the right side of that line is Pro Bowl worthy. Holloway, the left tackle, is a 9. And John Hanna, the left guard, is a 9. And JT's Dutch gift, because you can't see my screen where I read the chat and see how many people are watching and all that, finally moved Poop Face McButtpants off the list of activity. So 11:14 to go. 1st and 10, third quarter. Ball at the Patriot 32. Collins on a pitch. They'll stick with it. Eason, and that's a fumble. The ball is picked up by Collins. Actually, it's not a fumble. Seattle read the play, and that's a 6-yard loss. And JT Dutch gets credit for the broadcasters, Jink, talking about how good that right side of that Patriot line is. Well, it smelled like Limburger there. 2nd and 16. Sweep right for Collins, the call. Goes to the far side. A block. He is hit out of bounds at the 31. Kenny Easley with the tackle. So it is 3rd and 11 for New England. 9:55 to go in the third as we cross the 1 o'clock hour. I need 11, huh? Medium slant to Ramsey. They're going to stick with the play. Eason back to throw, and he's sacked. In fact, he was hit so hard, he was sent into next week by Jeff Bryant. That's what the play-by-play said. A loss is 7, and it'll be 3rd down and a 4th down after that. Bryant, his 2nd sack today. 4th and 18. This is like me in school. Rod's going to make the honor roll and gets a 65 and a 62 on his next 2 tests. So Camarillo into the wind with Scansy to return. Camarillo stands on his 9. Taken by Scansy at the 35, and that's a fair catch. So 1st and 10 for Seattle, 9:07 to go. As again in the third quarter, we have crossed the 1 o'clock hour. Tonight, following the game on RSN, Sports World will feature boxing from Rahway State Prison. As a couple of inmates go at it for your pleasure. Tonight on Silver Spoons, Ricky discovers puberty and the fact that his voice can change, followed by Punky Brewster and an all-new NBC big event. Please watch our network, starring Dana Plato. That's all tonight. And don't watch that Murder, She Wrote in a couple weeks on that other channel. That's all tonight on NBC. 9:07 to go, third quarter. Craig and company take over on their own 35. Marv Cook, I think you're off a few years. I don't remember that name. So it certainly wouldn't be after that. Sweep right for Eric Lane on 1st and 10. Hand off from Craig. Lane gets a bit of a block. Hit by Don Blackman. After 39, a gain of 4. 2nd and 6. David Hughes. A trap right near side from the 39. Over the 40. And hit by Steve Nelson for a gain of 2. So 3rd and 4. Craig will look at Darrell Turner on a short cross. Craig waits, throws. Turner's got it over midfield. He's hit by Ernest Gibson for a gain of 12. 1st and 10 from the Patriot 47. Dornink and Hughes in the backfield. Dornink in the flat near side. Craig throws. Dan's got it at midfield. 45-40. 1st down and more. It's a gain of 12 before Andre Tippett can spin him down. Craig threw for 297 against San Diego last week. 23 for 25 and 2 scores. This week, 10-16 for $165 and 2 interceptions. But the Seahawks lead at 10-6. Hughes. Trap left from the 35. Handoff from Craig. Hughes gets 3 before McGrew can make the tackle. Clock running. They're already in with the wind behind them. Norm Johnson range from the Patriot 32. Dornink. Pitch left. Far side. Does he have a block? No. He is swarmed down by McGrew. Now Bailey, the right guard, is hurt. And Adam Schreiber comes in, and he's only a 3 out of 10. So 30-11, the clock stopped, 5.5 to go. Fly past DeLargent, the call. Craig back. He is going to be sacked in a hurry by Tippett. Tippett just brought him down. They picked on the new guy, and Andre says, "How do you like the taste of this plastic?" And Dave says, "Don't talk about Schaefer that way." In the second sack, 5:27. Cook was part of the Scott Zolak era, so that's way later. Yep, Franco was there 1 year at the end of his career. What a wonderful time to be a Pats fan then. Yeah, it would have been in that late 80s, early 90s era. So Seattle will punt from the Patriot 43. They're not going to try a 60-yard kick. Sideline punt is going to be excellent. It rolls dead at the 6. I didn't even look to see if I could have tried a kick from there. So the Patriots will start this drive from their own 6-yard line. 4:42 to go in the third. 10-6 Seattle. Kurt had an injury and tore up his knee, so I think that's why they went out and got Franco Harris. He missed the 84 season. He is listed. He only played 1 game and ran for 40 yards. And as you can see from this, they just pretty much ran everybody. There was no primary running back, and we're just kind of mixing and matching here. Did not see the 30 for 30 Elway and Marino. I bet it was good. About the 83 draft. Good old Jim Brown thinking he could beat Franco in a race. Probably could. You don't want to see the ratings. They're pretty good there, Gardner. Patriots ball on the 6. Their own 6. 4:42 to go. Tutupu. Trap right. Hand off from Eason. Tutupu gets it to the 10 before Greg Gaines can make the tackle. Tony 7-16 for 76 and a score. Oh, he's just giving me a hard time. Don't worry about what Gardner writes. Patriots have not turned the ball over. Seattle has twice. 2nd and 6. James in the flat is the call. Tony goes to the far side. He's got James at the 5 to the 10. He's got a first down, and he's over the 20 before Greg Gaines can knock him down for a gain of 11. 3:49 to go. Patriots moving it right to left. They have the wind against them here in the third quarter. Stanley Morgan. On a short hitch, they throw on 1st and 10. Eason is in trouble.
Illegal contact, defense, number 22.
And that would be because they had some encroachment. Five yards and a first down, 3:46. They had a race on like Wide World of Sports, and Franco beat him by 15 paces. I take it that was in the mid-'80s when Brown was 8,000 years old. Not true. Hockey scores are more than 2-1. Short hitch to Morgan. Patriots will get out of that. They'll audible into a flat pass. Near side, Eason to Mosey. He's got it. Mosey, 30-yard line and more. Robinson, a gain of 8. The Patriots, the Bengals don't have it. It's because your owner was so cheap that he put them behind the end zone. And we don't do that. James on a dive. Hand off from Eason is a first down, a gain of 3. 3:01 clock running. Patriot ball on their own 37. They trail 10-6. Off tackle right for Tutupu, and there's a flag down.
False start. Offense. Number 81, 5-yard penalty.
And
Repeat,
Starring
first down.
jumped offside to move him back to the 15, back into the 32. It's right after Franco broke Brown's career rushing record. He challenged Franco. Wow. And I'm sure ABC ate that up. Sopped it up with a biscuit. 2:23 to go in the third quarter. Ball on the 32. 1st and 15. Yep. James on a draw play. Hand off from Eason. James across the 35. Tackled by Butler. 2nd and 10 from the 37. Derek Ramsey. Medium cross. Eason back to throw. He's got time. He's got Ramsey. He jumped over the defender. Easily tried to pick it off, but Ramsey was right there. A gain of 15. 1st and 10 from the Seattle 48. 93 seconds to go in the third. 10-6 Seattle. Collins in the backfield now. Tony. Trap left from the 48. Hand off from Eason. Tony is brought down for a gain of 2. Keith Simpson with his 5th tackle. And they'll spot it at the Seattle 46. So a good drive for the Patriots. Eason now 10-19 for a $110. Ramsey. Medium slant from the 46. Eason has time. He doesn't have a receiver, though, as Kenny Easley knocked it down. 3rd and 8. 12 seconds to go in the third quarter. But no scoring in this third. Medium fly. Starring. That's the call. Eason's going to scramble, and Bruce Schultz will sack him. Steve Grogan might be warming. Eason has not had a great... Eason has not played all that well. So with 4th and 10, we'll go to the fourth quarter. The good news is for New England, they have the win now behind them. After 3, 10-6 Seattle. So there's no scoring here in the third quarter. First downs are even at 14. Time of possession in favor of the Patriots. Seattle has more yardage. Now, you'd have never guessed by watching this. This is a useless stat the quarterback rating is. Eason is 10-20 for 110 with 4 sacks and a rating of 83.3. Craig, he's been sacked, he's had 2 picks and 3 sacks, is 10-16 for 165, but his rating is 57.6. Now, after playing the first 3 quarters of this game, I never would have thought that Craig would be the worst quarterback. 4th and 10. Camarillo will aim for the sideline here. And that ball will go out of bounds at the 15. So a 33-yard punt, no return. Yeah, it's a quarterback. It's the interceptions for sure. A one-score game. Hughes. Trap left. Handoff from Craig to start the fourth quarter. And he is hit at the line by Ken Sims. Dick Schaap played lacrosse against Brown and said he was the best that he saw at that time. Brown played lacrosse at Syracuse. And a lot like Wilt Chamberlain, was just a magnificent star in more than one sport. Lane. Sweep to the right, the call from the 15. Lane gets one across the 20 to the 21, 3rd and 4, as Don Blackman with a tackle. Craig out to Largent, the call. 7-step drop, Patriots blitz, and they sack him. Ken Sims gets credit for the sack. Dave Craig has been sacked 4 times. And the Seattle line has not done a good job. So the Patriots force a 3 and out. Fryer and Starring back to return. West from his end zone with a punt into the wind. Taken at midfield by Fryer to the 40. That's a gain of 6. And so the Patriots, with a wind behind them, have a really short field. Brown could have probably been Bo Jackson before Bo. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Such a magnificent athlete. Now, Grogan is not a good quarterback. You got to stay with Eason. Ramsey on a short slant. Eason to throw. Ramsey's there. First down, 30-yard line. Easily brings him down for a gain of 13. Patriots are averaging 381 yards a game. They only have 191 so far. 1st and 10 from the 28 of Seattle. Collins on a sweep to the near side. Can he get a good block? He can. Well, he's ridden out of bounds for no gain. Yes, Grogan was doing it with guile and paper clips. Absolutely. Now, Grogan would have a good late 80s after Tony Eason was pummeled, but not in 1984. So the clock is stopped, 11:59 to go, 10-6 Seattle. James on a fullback dive from the 28. James to the 25. It's a gain of 5. Keith Simpson with the tackle. Patriots are 5 for 12 on 3rd down. They are already in Tony Franklin range. Derek Ramsey on a short slant. Eason blitz throws, and no! Kenny Easley got a hand on it and knocked it down. So in will come Franklin for the 40-yarder. He missed an extra point. So this will make it a 1-point game. He's got an 85% chance of making this. Prestridge, who I don't remember, is the holder. From 40. Good. So a 1-point game, 11-11 to go. Yeah, this has turned into a good game. Grogan was kind of a player coach. Then he called the plays if he was under center or on the sideline. So he's from that last era that called his own plays for sure. It's a 1-point game. And it's another onside kick. Merriman has it for Seattle. The computer called for another onside kick. And the Seahawks recover at their own 48. Turner on a long slant. Seattle wants to make the Patriots pay right now. Craig back to throw. He does. And he overthrows him. Ernest Gibson kind of got a hand on it. So kind of 6 one way, half dozen the other. Lane sweeps to the right. Handoff from Craig. Lane is hit by Steve Nelson. Ron Esink with a bad block. And the Patriots defense has done a good job. Seattle, according to the computer, was the best team in the replay so far. And the Patriots have pretty much held them to a draw through 3 quarters. Turner on a medium slant on 3rd and 10. Craig is in deep trouble. He looks, he throws, that is intercepted. 40, 45, 48. Roland James, 24 yards. Craig has been intercepted now for the 3rd time today, and Roland James brings him right back into Seattle territory from the 48-yard line. And the sellout crowd at Schaefer Stadium is having a good old time right now. Mosey, trap left. Handoff from Eason. Mosey is chased down by Shelton Robinson for a gain of 3. 2nd and 7. A tired Seattle defense is back on the job. Although, I know it's hard to see in that left column. The only one there with a number beside him is Bryant in the right hand. 69 degrees. Beautiful day here in Foxborough. 2nd and 7. Collins in the backfield with James. Flat pass to Craig, the call. Eason is flushed. Eason's going to run. Eason's got a 1st down. That's a gain of 11. Before Keith Butler can make the tackle. Yeah, that's more for my thing, but that is hard to read, man. So the ball is Seattle 34, 9:18, clock running. Collins. Sweep to the left side. Can he get a good block? He gets around an end, but they drive him out of bounds after a gain of 3. So the Patriots have run it 33 times for 120. 8.5 to go, and they're already in position for Tony Franklin. Stanley Morgan, medium slant. They'll not audible. Eason sticks with his play. He waits. He throws. Oh, Brown got a hand on it. Brown was beaten. He just threw the hand up real quick and made his 3rd deflection of the day. And it's 3rd and 7 from the Seattle 31. So again, Derek Ramsey will get the call on a short out. Eason blitzed. Eason sacked by John Harris, and it knocks him out of field goal range. Eason is brought to the turf for the 5th time today, and now the Patriots are in no man's land here. Have they got something they can go with? No. Not there anyway. They need 12. And they will punt. Camarillo to Puchet. Seattle is hoping for a touchback. And it's advantage Patriots. It rolls dead at the 9, 27 yards. Yeah, this has been a cracker of a game. 7:44 to go. 10-9 Seattle. And you have the feeling that the next score will win it. Lane will sweep it to the right from the 9-yard line, near side. He is hit at the 9 by Don Blackman. Lane 11 carries, 45 yards. Short cross to Charlie Young, the tight end. Craig takes his throw, and that was too short. And so now it's 3rd down and 10 with 7:02 to go. Dorning will block. Largent on a medium slant. This is trouble. Craig, he's going to get picked off. He does! By Raymond Claiborne. Or Steve Nelson. Claiborne tipped it right in the waiting arms of Steve Nelson, who returns it to the Seattle 20. And now you got to think whether Dave Craig is going to finish this game. The Patriots are knocking on the door in the red zone. 10 yards, 4 turnovers, and they're still up by 1. Eason. James off tackle right. James to the 15. He is hit by Greg Gaines, and they'll give him another yard. 2nd and 4, New England, on the 14 of Seattle. This is to go ahead. To Tupu. Trap left. Handoff from Eason. He is hit by Robinson, but falls forward for 2. And in a baseball note, the Red Sox beat the Yankees 5-3. Jim Rice with a homer and 4 RBI, and Dennis Okan Boyd with a win, as the Tigers had clinched the American League East back in April. 6:09 to go, 3rd down and 2. 2 tight end set. It'll be Dawson in there with Ramsey. James will plow forward on the dive. Handoff, there's a flag down. He gets the first down.
Illegal chop block. Offense, number 88.
Oh,
15-yard
no.
penalty.
The tight end Ramsey gets called for a chop block. So the first down goes off the board. Are you kidding me? 5.5 to go. 3rd down and 17. A chop block. So James in the backfield. Eason out of the gun. James will block. Morgan on a medium slant. They will not audible. Seattle looking blitz. Eason throws
Roughing the
incomplete.
passer. Defense.
Oh, no.
Number 79. Automatic.
Oh, no.
First down.
He is scrambling, and he got hit by Jacob Green after he threw the ball. And so Eason sprawls out on the turf like you've told a dog to play dead. And so Tony Eason plays dead and draws the flag. Are you kidding me? And so it's an automatic first down for the Patriots. Spotted at the Seattle 13. The chat goes, best play by Eason today. Absolutely. Oh my goodness. James, and someone want to wake up Mr. Gardner? This game is drunk. It needs to go home. 5:25 to go. 1st and 10 from the Seattle 13. James. Trap left. Flag is down. Somebody moved.
False start. Offense, number 81.
It's the second time Starring's been called for that.
Down.
I think this game got hit sideways about an hour ago. So it's 1st and 15 from the Seattle 18. James on a draw. Handoff. And James, another flag is down.
Offsetting penalties. Repeat, first down.
And now we've gone into Zsa Zsa Gabor's closet to show off her pet zebra furs because it's now getting ridiculous. Offsetting penalties, the play didn't happen. It was a Bobby Ewing play. It just never happened. We'll run it again. 5:16 to go. Draw play. James hit at the line of scrimmage for no gain. My goodness gracious. 5:09, clock running, ball from the Seattle 18, second and 15. 3 times not the charms for, no. I think we've kind of reached the point where what will you do for a Klondike bar? Short cross to the tight end Ramsey. Eason back to throw. Caught and dropped by Ramsey at the 10. He had it. He had it. There was nobody around, and he just flat dropped it. And it's 3rd and 15 from the 18 of Seattle. Oh, my goodness. JT, my elementary school principal would say that. This is why Eason gets underrated. During a fire drill, we're going to keep running this until we get it right. 3 wide. Jones, the third receiver. Medium slant. Starring. Should get it. Eason, blitzed. Scrambles. Brought down by Schultz at the 17. And with 4:29 to go, I think we can try to kick this one. The Patriots, 5 plays and 3 yards. There's ugly. There's Bill Simmons not funny ugly. And then there's Phyllis Diller ugly, and that series was Phyllis Diller ugly. Franklin has an 83.6% chance of making this. This would make it 12-10 New England. Franklin kicks it. Good. Oh my goodness gracious. 3:56 to go in regulation time. Patriots 12, Seattle 10. Thanks. All right. Well, Dixon back deep. Franklin 4 yards deep, and Seattle will take it. Now, do they have Zorn? You could go with Zorn. They have him, but his ratings are god-awful. So they will stick with Craig and not go to Zorn's 16.4 quarterback rating. Yeah, Simmons tries too hard at times. 80 yards. They are into the wind, by the way. So I don't know what Norm Johnson's range is. His long in 84 was 50 yards. So generally thinking, you probably got to get it to within the Patriot 30. So they have 30. They got to go about 50, 55 yards. They have 3:56 to do it. I looked, and I'll show you again. Zorn's ratings are terrible. He went 7 for 17 with a completion percentage of 40% and an overall quarterback rating of 16. So it's Dave Craig's game. He looks to Largent. Medium out, 1st and 10. Craig back to throw. He flushed in the pocket. Goes far side. Largent's got it. Steps out of bounds. Beats double coverage. A gain of 13. Raymond Claiborne with the tackle. Seattle can pretty much do what it wants. They have all 3 timeouts and 3:50 on the clock. Franco Harris comes in the game. Trap left. Flag is down. Harris is hit by Nelson at the 34.
Offense, number 59.
Blair Bush, the
10-yard
center,
penalty.
gets called for the hold. Patriots will take it. Yep, that missed extra point would have made this a field goal game. Absolutely right. So 1st and 20 for Seattle. Dornink is in the game. Seattle wins this with a field goal. Unless they give up too much time. Flat pass to Dornink. Craig finds him at the 20. Dornink to the 30. He is hit by Nelson at the 32. 2nd and 11. Clock ticking, 3:38 to go. And remember, everybody's got all 3 timeouts. Daryl Turner. Short out the call. Craig looks to the near side. He's got Turner for a first down. No, he's short. He's short. Seattle has momentum. 3rd down and inches. Dorning in the game. They go to a hurry up. Dorning just wants the first down. He won't get it. He won't get it. It's now 4th and 1. They tried to rush to the line just to get the quickie first down. And he's brought down with 2:37 to go. They got to go. Absolutely. They have all the time in the world. 2 tight end set. Young and Tice there. They only need 1. Can Craig get it? Craig is going to call his own number. They got to go. Craig waits for the seats to part. I think so. No! The Patriots stop him! Andre Tippett. He rips off his helmet and runs around, and it's not a flag at 84. New England's defense is huge. They get the paddles out to revive Gardner. Unbelievable. You got to go. No, I agree. I think that's the call. But if you can't get a yard, wow. So the Patriots, 4th and 1, and Dornink losing yards on that 3rd down play. They just needed like 6 inches, and they couldn't get it. To Tupu, to the 2-minute warning. From the 43-40, he's going to get a first down. He got a first down. It's a gain of 18. John Hanna ripped open that hole, and that will do it. That'll do it. Unbelievable. Seattle couldn't get the line, couldn't get it done. And just that was an easy stop. You know they're running the football. You get the free timeout. And then yet you give up the first down. James on a dive. James moves it forward for 2. Seattle calls time. The Patriot defense as a unit as our Digital Dice players of the game. Seattle with a football on 3rd and inches. They have their best runner in Dornink get nailed behind the line, and then they can't get the yard from Craig on the sneak with a 2 tight end set. There's 2 timeouts left. James is swarmed over for a loss of 1. 3rd and 9. But the best Seattle can hope for, a field goal won't win it for Seattle now. Tupu just tries to drive this one forward to get him to burn the timeout. And it's a gain of 2. Seattle will not call time. So they're going to bring out Franklin. But not before the Patriots run it down to a minute 1. 4th and 7. Now, do you go for it I guess you got to make the kick, right? Seattle has one timeout left. And so we'll let the audience tell me. I assume you kick it to make a 5-point game. Kick with a safety behind the kicker. I don't think you can do that. Yeah, kick it. So Franklin, an 85% chance. Now, remember, the computer determines what kind of kick. I'd squib it here. Prestridge to hold. This is from 39. Franklin makes it a 5-point game. Well, I don't have a choice because that's technically a defensive play. So Seattle sets up for the return. They boot it to the goal line. Morrison up into the 20, and Lippett brings it down to 26. So the difference is 4 yards. 55 seconds. They go 4 wide. Out of the gun. Dornick to block. They can stop it once. Largent on a medium fly the call. Craig throws. Almost intercepted. Claiborne just smashed the daylights out of Largent. 51 seconds, second down. Largent on a medium slant. Craig, again, he rolls right. He throws to Dornick. He's got it, but it's only a gain of 5. They'll hurry to the line. They're going to hold that timeout. Medium out to Turner. Third down. Craig looking, throws, first down. Turner, and he steps out of bounds after a gain of 12. Pats won this game in real life. Seattle, 30 seconds. They do have a timeout, and the ball is on their 43. This would be quite the finish for Mr. Craig. A long hitch to Largent is the call. Craig, again, has time. He goes to Scansey, who can't get out of bounds. They hurry again. Nope. They got to take it. They got to take it. So 21 seconds to go. They need 52 yards. They're going to send Craig out to roll. Must pass to Largent. Craig rolling, throws across, incomplete, third down and 5. 16 seconds, they have no timeouts. Slant and go to Turner. From the 48, 16 seconds left. He's trying to throw on the same side. He does. Lippett deflects it. Ronnie Lippett. 4th and ball game. 10 seconds to go. They send everybody down on the bomb. The Patriots in a 3-2 prevent. Here we go. Craig has to throw it. Does throw it. Down the field. No! New England is going to win it. Ernest Gibson deflects the pass. The ball game is over. The final score. We went 2 hours with this game. The final score. New England 15, Seattle 10. New England gets all 9 points in the second half. McGrew, my goodness. And the defense for New England, the reason why. 4 interceptions of Dave Krieg. 4 sacks of Dave Krieg. 6 passes defended. 4 runs stuffed. 5 defensive hurries. That is one heck of a performance. And it wasn't like the Seahawks played a bad game at all. The Patriots got all 9 points on field goals. Franklin from 40, Franklin from 34. My voice is gone. 2 hours on the nose. And Franklin from 39. Oh my goodness. It didn't matter what the heck Tony Eason did. That defense forcing 4 turnovers. Oh. So the final score. It's New England 15. Seattle 10. The Patriots go to 2-1. Seattle falls to 2-1. Next week on this channel. Oh my goodness gracious, was that ever. Indianapolis, Miami, San Francisco, Philadelphia. The Patriots, by the way, 11-point favorites to beat the Redskins. I'm Ron Juckett. Thank you so much for watching. Yeah, have a great weekend, everybody.